Hey guys! So today we are going to be doing a Mal inspired makeup tutorial. I thought this would be a fun idea to do a couple of these for October. I know holidays are going to be a little bit different this year, but who says you still can't have fun with it? So this isn't an exact replica of Mal's makeup. This is more of inspired and a mixture of her looks together. So let's just get started. And what I'm telling you now is we're going to use our hands for some of it, so go wash your hands before you start. Okay, so for purposes of the video, I already did just the base of my makeup, so go ahead and apply your foundation, concealer, BB cream, anything like that that you want. You can also put a little bit of powder on, but we'll probably put more later on, so it's not necessary. You don't need to worry about your blush or anything yet. Just do whatever you want on your actual skin. So first, I'm just gonna put some eyeshadow primer on my eyelids. Concealer also works. I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer and just put a little bit on your eyelid. And I usually just rub this one in with my finger. So I'm gonna leave the eyeshadow primer there to dry for a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and curl my eyelashes. That part is optional, but I personally like it. But if you don't like to, you totally don't have to. So let's get into the actual makeup now. So I'm just gonna start by taking this sort of fluffy brush. It's not a super fluffy brush, but just a little brush. And then I'm gonna be putting a lightish brown purpley color over my whole lid. So I think that I'm gonna mix the two in the middle here. Just blend it up into your crease. You don't need to go crazy into your crease, just a little bit. Okay, and then next I'm going to take a smaller brush, so it's still kind of fluffy, it's not completely stiff, but it is a lot smaller. And I'm gonna take a dark purple and put that in my crease and the outer V. So for the outer V, I usually just draw a line in the crease there. And then you take it and you draw across your eyelash line and meet them. So it kind of looks like that, and it looks really bad, but we're gonna blend it in. I'm gonna do the other eye. Okay. Then we take a super fluffy brush and just blend it all together. At the moment, it's not super purple yet. It's more of like a dark mauve color. I'm gonna take just a whitish beige color, kind of like this one, and just put it over everything, and then we'll move on. And this is the fun part coming next. I'm just gonna blend everything together with this. Go ahead and put it on your brow bone. And I like to put this under my eyes as well. Kind of catches any of the color. It just blends it all together a little bit. Okay, so now I'm taking a silver sparkly shade, and I'm only putting this halfway through my eye. So I'm gonna take it halfway through and also put it in the corner. And I'm using my finger for this, and then I'm gonna spray it a little bit, because this will make it more pigmented. And then I'm just gonna swipe it in the middle of my eye. You can also do like a just whitish or sort of goldish sparkly color, but I found that Mal actually wears silver a lot, and that's my personal favorite, so I'm gonna go with the silver. And then just do the other eye. So I'm gonna put this on my finger. One spray. You can use whatever spray you want. I'm using a setting spray, but if you just have like a hydrating spray, that also works. I mean, I've even used water before. It just helps to get it a little bit wet. You don't want to do too much, otherwise it makes it kind of goopy. And if you're satisfied with how that is looking, then we can move on. Sometimes I do take a brush and blend all of the colors together. So I'm just taking like a white shade, so if anything, it'll make this silver more vibrant. I'm just gonna blend it all together because we don't want it to look all choppy. We want it to be kind of seamless and smooth. Okay, now here is my favorite part. So I'm going to be taking a purple. So this is my personal favorite purple. I've spent so long looking for the perfect purple eyeshadow, and this is the Tarte Metallic Shadow in the shade Amethyst. I will try and link stuff down below. But also, again with this one, I'm also just going to take it on a finger, I'm using a different finger, and spray it because we want this to be most vibrant because it's Mal. So instead of putting this on the inner corner of my eye, I'm actually going to tap it along the outside, kind of where we did that inner V. And I like to not blend the this out as much, so I'd pack it on instead, because then it turns kind of lilac and I'm looking for more of a royal purple. So pack it until you get the desired color you want, and then you can go in and blend it. So just stay on the outer corner of your eye. You can do it up into your crease a little bit, but make sure not to blend it too much with the browns, otherwise it kind of starts to look like you have a black eye. And if you go too far in, you can just take a little bit more of that silver color and mix the center of it together so that it takes away from all the purple. If you don't like as much as you have, it's super easy to fix. So now we're just gonna do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, now we've got that patted in, but it's just kind of a mess. So I'm gonna blend out the edges with a lighter color. So you don't need to blend over the purple if you don't want to. Just kind of blend around it so that it's more seamless and less just like you dropped purple eyeshadow on your face. So you can kind of just play around with it until you're satisfied, and at this point you probably will, like I have some fallout and smears, but don't worry about that. We're gonna fix that in just a minute, so you can just leave it. I mean, if there's obvious chunks, you can kind of just wipe it away. But we are coming back to that. Once you're satisfied with this, then we're gonna do Mal's eyeliner. So we all know that Mal loves a good winged eyeliner. That's kind of what we're gonna do. If you need a more in-depth tutorial, I made a whole video on that, but this is just kind of more how she does them. So I'm gonna start halfway through my eye and just make a little line. Here, I kind of have a mirror, so I'm gonna be looking over here. But start halfway and stamp it. You can kind of drag and stamp at the same time, just halfway through. You don't need to go all the way to the corner. Okay, and then about from where you want the point of your wing to be, start there and drag downwards to the corner of your eye and connect that with the other line. Then starting from that same point, pull out, and this time, instead of dragging it the bottom of your lash line, sort of diagonal it in to make the triangle shape. Once you've got the basic shape down, I like to go and add a little bit more of a point to it. Okay, then you can just kind of fill in any bumps or holes or mistakes that you made. Okay, and then now we're just gonna do the other eye. So see, that's not that hard. Also, this is my all-time favorite eyeliner. This is the Tarte Double Take eyeliner in black, and oh my goodness, it's the best eyeliner ever. So we're just gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Remember, only start halfway through. Don't bring the line all the way into your corner. A good reference for me is I usually like to start the line where my pupil lines up. So the center of my eye, I usually try and have the start of the eyeliner around where that is. When doing your eyeliner, you want it to be slightly up because Mal's eyes kind of tilt up, so you don't want them just to go straight out. So if you need to, you can go in and make them flick up a little bit more. Okay, and after you do your little baby wings, we're gonna clean this up a little. Before this next step, you need to make sure that your eyeliner is completely dry, so wait a minute before you do this. For under my eyes, I'm just going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape. My favorite concealer lately has been the Urban Decay one, but I haven't found the perfect concealer, so if you guys have any suggestions, I would love them. And I'm just gonna dot a little bit of concealer under my eyes and just blend that in. If there's obvious chunks of stuff, you're gonna wanna wipe that away first. Otherwise, it'll just kind of color your concealer. But for the smudges and stuff like mine is, just pat this under your eyes. You can bring it up by your brow bone if you need to. Just clean everything up. Get rid of all the colors where you don't want them. Okay, and then I just like to set that concealer with a little bit of powder. So we usually just take a sponge and some powder and just press that gently under my eyes so that I don't smudge it, but that it stays and doesn't crease. And if you haven't done the powder on the rest of your face yet, now is the time you would do that. Okay, so and then next what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this little smudger brush, and if you remember, we used that darkish purple shade in our V and the light shade all over our lid. I'm gonna mix those with a little bit more of the lighter shade and just very lightly go underneath my eye. So I'm not gonna go all the way into the corner, the inner corner. I'm just gonna do the outer corner here. Just kind of pulls everything together. You can also use that purpley shade we used. I've actually seen Mal do both. Okay, and then Mal's eyes are always super big and bright, awake looking. So I'm just taking a white eyeliner This doesn't have to be anything special. Any white eyeliner will work. So I'm putting that in my waterline. So this does take some getting used to. Be careful. I've never actually poked myself with this. It just freaked me out for a while, so I was scared to do it. But I kind of just gently pull down my eye, and on that pink part there, do not get too close to your eye. You'd rather it on your lashes. Just kind of gently rub the white on. Like that. Super easy. You don't have to move your eye down. I usually just do a tiny bit. It looks crazy without mascara, but so now we have our waterline lined. Okay, and next we are going to do mascara. So we already curled our eyelashes because I find that way easier to do so that it doesn't mess up the liner or the shadow. But if you need to, sometimes I will just brush through my lashes with a spoolie. Make sure they're like straight and there's not anything in them. And then just take your favorite mascara. It doesn't have to be your favorite. So I'm going to use the Tarte Big Ego mascara because this makes my eyelashes super duper long. I typically go for more waterproof, but this gets the look I want. So it's kind of just a personal preference because Mal always has really long fluttery eyelashes. Hers are probably fake, but I'm just going to be using a good mascara. So as I showed in my makeup hacks video, I have a weird way of doing mascara. So I'm just going to put it on my eyes. 2 coats like normal, as well as the lower lashes. Then for the 3rd coat, this works better with a thinner wand, but it is possible to do with a fluffy one like this. You just have to be a little bit more careful. I'm going to go from the top of my eyelashes, not up like this, but from the top, and slightly twist the brush like that and smooth it out. And then from the top, twist and smooth. I learned this from watching the YouTubers Brooklyn and Bailey. There's a better tutorial of this in my other video, but this is what I'm going to be doing for Mal as well. Better to let your coats that you do before twisting your eyelashes dry a little bit. You don't have to wait completely, but if you do it when it's too wet, it will kind of clump together, especially depending on the mascara you use. But after you twist it, you can kind of just smooth it out. So next I'm going to just put a little bit of this brow gel in my eyebrows. Mal doesn't have super defined brows. They're not super crazy, and in the second movie they're covered by her bangs. So I just have this tinted gel I'm going to fill them in with. Just kind of brush through them. Keeps them in place. A little bit of color. Not that big of a deal. So just kind of do yours however you want. They're not very big or bushy or anything. They're kind of just normal, natural eyebrows. After I put the gel on, before it hardens, I usually like to just brush through my eyebrows, make sure it's all spread out there evenly. Okay, and now we are moving on to blush. So Mal is extremely pale. She does have a little bit of color to her cheeks, especially in the later movies and, you know, later in the first movie when Evie's helping her. So just gonna do a little bit. Don't go crazy here. I'm just gonna take this sort of peachy blush. Like, it's a pinkish pink, but it's super light. So what I like to do is I put it on the brush, and then I'll tap the brush on my hand to make sure I don't have like a ton of it. And then on the apples, drag upward strokes. And then just do the other side. You can also do a little bit on your nose or your chin. Mal kind of seems to have it on her chin sometimes. Okay, and next is highlighter. So Mal doesn't have a ton of highlighter, but it is there. So I'm just gonna take like a light pearly color. This isn't actually rainbow, but the whole thing kind of just looks like this color. And I'm just gonna apply that on my cheekbones and then also on my nose. So Mal has the cutest little button nose, so I usually will take a little bit extra just on my ring finger and put it just on the tip of my nose because it kind of just makes it look cute. You can contour your nose if you would like to. I'm personally not going to be doing that, but that is an option. I'm just gonna stick with the highlighter on it. Okay, and now we are moving on to lips. I kind of just like to wipe my lips off in case I got makeup or something on them. You can also use a lip scrub. And then I'm just gonna take this I'm not even sure what to call this, but I was matching pictures with it all night last night, trying to see if it was close to what Mal had. I guess it's kind of like a peach nude. I'm not sure, it's not showing up quite right on camera, but I'm just gonna put this on my lips. Not a ton, I kind of just like to dab it a little. And what I like to do is I will rub it in with my finger. Then what I like about this one is on the other side of it, there's a gloss. This is the Tarte Lip Sculptor in the shade Treat. I don't know, I like it. I don't know if they still sell it anymore. I feel like I've had this for a while. But I'm gonna start in the middle on my lips. And then use my finger and kind of sort it out. I keep more of it in the middle because Mal has a very like distinct, I guess, lips, and this kind of gives the look, the illusion of that. Okay, and that's about it. If there's anything you want to blend in or add, now's the chance. But now I'm just gonna spray my face with a little bit of setting spray. I personally like the Tarte Stay Spray. This has been my favorite. Okay, and that's the look. Just a little fun tutorial of that. And if you end up wanting to dress up, it's super easy. Mal's costume isn't that hard, but that's also coming from someone who already has her jacket and the hair. If you wanted to do the hair, you could dye it, but there are also temporary dyes like spray-in or hair chalk, or I actually really like using the clip-in extensions. I did that for so long before I actually dyed it. And my jacket, it's actually a kid's jacket from the Disney store, so if you are still kid sized, you can buy it because it's really hard to find clothes that aren't kid size when you're like looking at Disney stuff. But I do have Mal's t-shirt, which I got on Amazon. Would recommend black or purple jeans, or maybe even gray she's worn, and I would just wear my Doc Martens. So it's not that complicated if you wanted to pull the costume together, or you can just have fun with the makeup. This is a makeup look I would wear even if I wasn't dressing up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you would like me to do a full-on transforming myself into Mal video, that'd actually be really fun. I actually kind of want to do it, maybe even next year, but this is kind of like a fun idea sneak peek, and it's also something that I feel like everybody could do. So let me know if there's any other characters you would like a makeup tutorial inspired by, and let me know, are you dressing up this year? If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more Disney content. Leave a comment if you would like other tutorials or any other videos really you want to see. Also, what's your favorite Descendants character? To see more videos from me, click over here. I hope you have a marvelous magical Monday. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.